diggers. Yeah, I use the hard R. Who's gonna stop me? You? You? Do you guys have a problem that I use the hard R? I'm allowed to because I'm German, but I was born in America. Maybe you can tell by my BMI, my body mass index. But everything's a melting pot these days. Everything's so ambiguous, right? I was giving blood, and the nurse went through her clipboard, all her questions. She was like, how tall are you? 192 centimeters. What's your weight? None of your damn business. How many drinks do you have a week? Depends on how thirsty I am. And then her last question, she looked at me and she said, are you of Latino descent or are you Mexican? And I said, no. And she looked at me and she said, are you sure? And this interaction haunts me to this day because I don't know what she was expecting. Like, oh, you got me. I am Mexican. I was just feeling shy about it. I just chalk it up like race is weird, right? Like we live in Berlin, we feel that. Like everyone has their hang-ups about race. I was hanging out with this Turkish woman and she was like, I hate living in Germany because the Germans are Nazis. Yeah, we've all heard it. And I was like, yeah, that's true, but the Turkish people also did a genocide. Like, I don't know the last time you guys have been to Istanbul, but there's not a lot of Kardashians to keep up with. If you know what I mean. Like, just because Hitler had better branding and marketing and design for his laws, I don't know if the Turkish people really have a moral high ground. Like, I think we all just need to level it out and agree that everyone in Berlin is a terrible person. And I know I am. I'll give you an example. I went to a comedy show, and the comedian said this joke, and I'm quoting him. He said, I hate wearing condoms during sex, but I do it anyway because kids are weird. Yeah, I was sitting in the audience and I was like, hey, if a kid is making you feel weird about your preferences during sex, you shouldn't be having sex with that kid. There are many kids who will respect your boundaries and make you feel safe, comfortable. Wait! You shouldn't be having sex with any kids. Wait! He's talking about getting a woman pregnant. See, this is why I need to move out of Berlin. Because in Berlin, people don't have sex to get pregnant, they have sex to get apartments. Because it's just like a tough city, like it's hard to meet people, like, it's lonely here, right? Like, I'm lonely for sure. Like, I'm so lonely that when the takeout guys call me mein Lieber, I believe them. They're like, Zunehmen mein Lieber? And I'm like, when's your shift then? Like, what are you doing after this? And they're like, the Steck in Tasche. And I'm like, yeah, the Steck in Tasche. I do, like, I am single, and I think it's because I have baggage, and I had a hard childhood. Like, my parents didn't hit me or anything. They didn't really need to. They had a paintball gun. So, like, did you not empty the dishwasher? One time, I left the door open, and the cat ran away. I looked like a funfetti cake, okay? And it's hard, and when I have to make myself feel better about myself, I just get on the U8 during rush hour. And I wait until an old lady comes on, and I get up and I give her my seat. And then I look at everyone who's still sitting, and I go, you guys tired? Wow. I'll do it, I'll make the sacrifice, I'll get up. Sometimes the lady won't sit down. She'll be like, nein, danke, ich fahre nur eine Haltestelle. And I'd be like, sit your ass down. Sit down. You are not going to make me look like a fool. All of these good people of the U8. Okay, I got up. Now sit down. Because, you know, masculinity, femininity, it's confused today. It's ambiguous, just like race. Like, some women miss like old-fashioned men who do everything for them. Some women are like, men are useless, they should all go die. It's like, what do you guys want? Like, I saw an advertisement in a magazine that said, women can do anything. Women can do anything. Then why didn't you guys stop the Holocaust? Did you just not feel like it? Did you just decide not to? So, can women do anything, or should we be careful with our words? You know? I'm gonna leave you with this. I got a job helping a disabled man to feel like a good person. And I help him use the bathroom and get dressed, but I also take him out to like events in Berlin. So I called him, I was like, hey, you might want to be sitting down for this. He said, yes. And I said, I got us 2 tickets to see Nicki Minaj at the Uber Arena. And he said, oh, that's really nice, but I can't really stand public events. And I was like, you can't really stand at all, so we're going. And we went, and he was like a little nervous, a little shy, but at one point during the concert, he said, I'm gonna take a lap, and he like zooted off in his wheelchair. And then when he came back, he was like really excited, and I didn't really understand. I figured like, okay, Nicki Minaj has finally connected with him, he's getting into it. Cut to a couple weeks later, my doctor asks me to pass a drug test, and I can't. But one of the perks of my job, I get unlimited access to my boss's urine. Humble brag. Do you guys get free access to urine in the sustainability field? No. I don't think so. Yeah. So I stole his urine and I gave it to the doctor. Guys, tell me why his urine tested positive for crack cocaine. All right, I'm Peter. That's been my set.